come to you, of course, Simon, you'll be the next caller. So to Cardiff on Monday night, a deprived part of the city. 59% of children in receipt of school meals, which is seen by many as an indicator of a level of poverty. 1 minute before 6, two young men, two teenagers caught on Holmes video, cycling down the middle of the road on an electric bicycle, not with helmets, two up. A second later, a police vehicle, doesn't appear to have its lights on, a police vehicle in pursuit. Tragically, then, we don't have video. Tragically, the bicycle is in some form of collision and those two young men lose their lives. Within 3 hours, which is just the time that we've been on the radio together, or will be in 20 minutes' time, in 3 hours, that part of the city is ablaze, running battles with police, 15 officers injured, 150 youths throwing missiles, whatever else they can find, and I don't have a figure, but I would imagine scores of cars, certainly dozens of cars, are destroyed and burnt to a shell, kicked off that quickly. Why? And is there now a sense, I like the word from an earlier email, a disenfranchisement, that people, as we heard from the critical criminologist, people in that deprived part of Cardiff, look at other areas and say, well, what's in it for us? But then there is the argument, particularly if you're an older listener, well, you should have been around after World War II. After the Second World War, we had nothing. Many of us were living next door to former bomb sites. We were picking out wood from there to burn on the fire. We had nothing. We didn't go around setting fire to police cars. Sorry, setting fire to cars and attacking police officers. Simon's in Northampton. Simon, your reaction. Good morning.
Morning, Nick. My reaction to this is I don't think it's anything to do with the social deprivation. I think it comes down to, and it's been a long time boiling over, the community have no faith in the police and no trust in them, because as much as we don't know what happens,
right,
the fact we do know it at the moment is the police initially said no, there was no pursuit, and there was no evidence.
Absolutely
as soon as evidence has come to light, they're like, oh, okay, yes, well, maybe we did do that. I mean, I've had my own personal experiences with the police, identical situations.
But bear in mind, that didn't happen until after the riot. Do you see what I'm saying? So that can't have been what sparked it, because that didn't come out until yesterday and the riot was on Monday night.
I appreciate that. I just mean it's a symptom of a bigger problem where what we can see now, irrelevant of the timeline, the police are saying that happened after the event.
Yeah.
There seems to be a culture within the police, and obviously I will caveat this with saying, with my own experiences, but if you look at other things like the Officer Naughty that investigated Wayne Cousins, I think,
right,
where what the police tend to do, they will say something didn't happen until faced with evidence that it did happen,
yes,
and their colleagues will go out of their way to say, okay, if there's an investigation, let's try and make our colleagues look as favourable as possible. I mean, just to say, my own experience was and I'll try and put this as delicately as possible because it's morning and there's listeners, I was sexually assaulted and had to give a statement to the police because the person in question was in the press for murder, gave a statement, the person, trial has concluded, they are now serving a prison sentence for murder.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so it's not live.
Yeah.
My statement was used in a murder trial but was never logged as a victim of crime. I went to the police force and the police force backed it off, wouldn't give me any information, saying it didn't exist and I never called up. When I provided them with copies of the call recordings from my phone to show, well, these are the officers I spoke to, the police then admitted, oh yes, those calls do exist and we do have them. So there you go.
Why the rioting, though? Why does that suddenly, this level of mistrust in the police, why does that suddenly transfer itself to burning cars and throwing bricks at police officers?
I think it's the only way people can just express this frustration that is built up. And I'm in no way saying it's how you deal with a problem. But as your previous caller said about the disenfranchisement, or I think
I think that's a very good point.
If you're just in a society where you think, if I'm complaining, I'm going through the system, I'm trying to do my best to eke out a living day by day, and all they will know is these children, were killed in an accident, there seems to be police involvement, and the police take no responsibility. So I think it's just that outpouring of frustration where I don't trust the system, because if I was the parents of the children, I'd be thinking, are the police going to do a proper and thorough job holding themselves accountable?
Simon, thank you, particularly the story of your own personal experiences and sharing them with us. Another Simon has texted